Good afternoon, good evening, all. Steve Fields, the tournament director for the Hobie Fishing Worlds 9 in Amal, Sweden. Fairly excited that we're to this stage of the event after about a 2-year delay and cancellations for postment. We've got things going, and the crew all leave Sunday and start heading to Amal as far as the event team. We're going to start building some boats, bring you some more live broadcasts, fill you in a bit more. And we're fairly excited that this is the first time we've gone with a mobile application for scoring, which is great. I mean, 3 or 4 years ago, it was catch cards and cameras and really kind of cumbersome and not very user friendly and not very for the public side as far as watching it and cheering on their team and their countries and the anglers that they sponsor. So we're very privileged to have hooked up with Dwayne Walley from TourneyX. I've been involved with the Hobie Bass Open Series since kind of late 2019, and I've seen this app grow and develop. And I tell you what, it's a good bit of kit, and it's super simple to use. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Dwayne. Dwayne, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing, Steve?
Good, good. Just had a nice little intro. And I tell you what, it's starting to feel real, like we have a championship after all these years of waiting and cancellation. It's really kind of exciting that we've got here, and I'm very excited to have you here. And more importantly, Attorney X. We haven't used an app-based system before. I don't think back 4 or 5 years ago they were up to par with what we wanted. And I tell you what, you've hit a home run this app, and I've just seen you put everything into it. Every time that an angler says something, or tournament director, if it makes sense, you upgrade it and you make it more user friendly across multiple platforms. And it's just a real pleasure, as I said in my intro, that I've been watching this since 2019, and we use it a lot. And we're one of the larger events in the United States as far as the number of anglers all at one time using it. So it's just pretty good. Just a quick for everyone here. Tell us where you're from and why you developed the TourneyX app.
Well, originally I'm from down in South Mississippi, a little town called Purvis. Yeah, I was born and raised there. Went to school there. Moved to Louisiana. Worked about 7 years, and then ended up moving back up to a little town called Madison, Mississippi. So it didn't leave Mississippi very far. Yeah, we go to roll into the tournament app. I've always bass fished, most like anyone else, bass fish out of a boat and tournament fish. Watched my dad do it growing up. And then I even had an 18-foot Ranger bass boat. Ended up selling it right after my son was born, and kind of regretted selling it. But I knew that it was time to raise a family, make sure everything was do that part right, and so I did. And then after certain years, I said, hey, it's time to kind of go back to that fishing mechanism. I love to fish, love to hunt, as most people do. It's born in us, and we just enjoy that. So I started fishing out of a John boat, my dad's John boat. And then I saw this kayak thing, and I was like, what is this? It wasn't even thought about. For me, it was around 2012 is when I actually started looking into it. And I was watching some videos online, this, that, and other, 30 miles out, the guy down there. And I said, I want to do that. I have to do that one day. And it happened. So 2012, 2013, got my first kayak. And around mid 2014, myself and another angler, we were out fishing some local ponds and catching some big bass, some 4 or 5 pounders, just enjoying the days. And we would have this conversation about, man, how can we, how can we run tournaments in a kayak? And now, granted, there probably was another tournament system running, but I never look over the fence, so to speak, to see what's out there. But we saw a need. He and I sat down and we just kept like lobbing things at each other and talking about what we would do. And and finally one day, I just never would do it. And finally one day he told me, he said, if you don't do it, he says, I'm going to do it without you. And so ended up, I took the ball, ran with it, came up with a name, TourneyX, short for Tournament X. And the X was to mean any kind of tournament, whether it be hunting, fishing, bowling, archery, whatever, which was what the idea was. guess what? We never got out of fishing. So, but
that's
anyway,
probably a good move because it's grown so big. I'm not sure you could handle it, to tell you this.
No, I just don't think I could. So, November 2014 was the sit down at the coffee shop, scribbling out on a piece of paper, like most things are done these days. And March of 2015 was our first tournament. And
Wow.
So we've been around since 15, and so we're 7 years old, so to speak. Currently, we're about 83,000 users. And to this date, 1.2 million fish have been submitted on TourneyX. That's M million, by the way. So anyway, yeah, and we run about 4,500 tournaments a year. Hobie, the Hobie BOS is probably one of our largest and most consistent tournament series, out there. I mean, no matter what it is, the guys just flock to it, and it's great. It's consistently doing 200 anglers each event, and it's so cool to see it happen. It's like a cult. It really is, but they just keep coming and coming, which is so cool.
That's amazing. How many tournaments you reckon or events run on an annual basis?
About 4,500.
4,500.
Yeah, we thought our biggest was going to be COVID, which it was our best year, but we consistently keep getting more and more. Now, this could be your 5-man tournaments. This could be a 200-man tournament. So it's a mix. We have tournament directors new tournament directors coming in, old tournament directors are going away. So it just changes. It's always evolving.
Yeah. The one thing that I felt very confident of going, away from something that is kind of dumbed down, but it's bulletproof, is cameras and cards. But when you have an app like yours that have had that many fish submitted and that many anglers use it and all that, it's bulletproof. I mean, I'm sure if you can break it, we've broken it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they have, and it's fixed it, but it's a pretty solid system. Now, one of the key things, and there's going to be a lot of people here that have not used it before, that are traditional, a live weigh-in, and there's just a process of how to register that. Just so everyone knows that it is on the website, and I'll just show you real quickly. It's on the website, on the rules, and that's the instruction of how to use the system. And there's definitely a how-to that you need to follow. So Wayne kind of walked through what's the best way to get this app the correct way to eliminate any problems and make it a very user-friendly experience.
Well, the proven method is really just to go to our website. It gives you a lot of information. Gives you a lot of tournaments you can look through. You can kind of see how the public's going to view your tournaments, the results. So go to the website. You can register from there. It says at the top, it says register. Click it, drops down. It says register as an angler. It takes you to a field where you'll put your email address in. Once your email address has been submitted, it's going to send you back a code. You will take that code and then go back in, of course, with the code, register, fill out all your information. Once that's done, okay, second step would be go to your iOS or your Android, either Google Play or Apple, iTunes, and grab the TourneyX Pro app. Make sure you notate your login, your email, and your password that you used on the website. Then hop into the app and log in, and you're ready to go. At that point, this tournament is in Sweden now. It's not in the U.S. It's not in any other country. It's in Sweden. So you'll go to our registration area and make sure that you choose, you select a filter by Sweden. And it's going to be only 2 tournaments in there. So, and we want you guys to register for both. I believe Steve has the password. It is free of charge to enter, but you'll need that password that he has on the website to log in.
Yep. So we've got it on the password. We're going to leave it on for 24 hours, and we're going to take it off. You'll need that to gain access. And that's because some people don't regularly check their emails. Some are not on social media. So we're going to put it on the website now. There's a group of people that really just follow the website. We have it there. That password's on there. We'll leave it for about 24 hours. We'll take it off, and that will go out into a blanket email again. And that's the only way you can do it. So the important takeout that I'm getting from this is go to the website first. That's your first port of call. Go to the website, not download the app. Go and register, then download the app, and then follow the instructions that are on the website. So that's pretty good. I'm just going to check in here to comments, a few people. And here, if you've got any questions, this is the time to do it. So if you're on here, just go ahead and ask the questions. But some of the features I like on that is, the questions I have is there's a system called Manage Your Catch. What is that all about?
Well, once you've uploaded your fish to the leaderboard, it resides. So then your catch actually resides on the server side. So at any point in time, you click on Manage Catch, you open it up, click on the actual tournament that you're in, which is the Hobie Worlds 9, and it's going to show you what you've submitted. In there, if you submit a fish that is the wrong fish, you can always swipe and delete it and then resubmit. Manage Catch is probably one of the most important buttons on that app. You get the fish submitted, always go back and check your Manage Catch during the day. Check it, because it could be worth money. It could be worth winning this Hobie Worlds 9.
A championship for sure.
Towards the end of the day, go into Manage Catch. As long as you've got your photos taken and everything's working properly, and your Manage Catch doesn't show it, you need to get that fish in so we can judge it.
Now, one of the things we're talking about on off camera is the ability for TourneyX to notify the angler. Now, I really like that feature. All of a sudden, you submit a fish, you think it's good. The tournament director, the guys looking at the fish to score them, look at it, and like there's something wrong. The tail is sticking up, or the sun is on your identifier code. What we've been able to do is text the angler themselves and say, hey, I can't allow this fish in. I can't score it. Can you resubmit it? And one of the things we had off camera was there's going to be a lot of people that register in TourneyX, and they're going to have their details in their phone. They may go to Sweden and buy another card, data card or SIM card, if they can't get an international plan. And we'll just need to upgrade that phone number so that we can do it. Now, I think that is brilliant. You're out there fishing. You think you're taking a great photo. You've submitted the fish, and like 20 or 30 minutes goes by, and it's not green yet. It's still got that red one. The tournament director can actually, or the scorer can say, hey, great fish. Do you have another one here? And here's what I'm looking for. It's got a bit of shine. The tail's up. The mouth is not up against the board. Can you submit a new fish? And to be able to, in real time, to help that angler, improve his catch, get scored correctly so that he gets in placing, that's fantastic. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize how versatile this app is. And it happens a lot. I know AJ constantly asks for, and he's a tournament director for the Hobie Bass series, is, hey, that photo's good. Do you have a better photo? Your hand is over the eye a little bit, or your fingers slightly in the gill plate, which is illegal. Can you give me another photo? And a lot of times the anglers are excited. They've been fishing, they're on a school of fish, and they just want to get it done. And then sometimes it's just not quite. The angle's a bit wrong. You can't see it, and you're able to communicate with that angler. So what are some of the cool features that you have on that TourneyX?
Well, let's go back and talk about the Manage Catch. Or actually, let's talk about the it's actually going to push notification. So it pushes via your email address, not the phone number.
Oh, sorry.
Just so you know. That's okay. So what we'll do, so don't worry, but when we get there, we will test it to make sure everyone's on board.
Fantastic.
We talked about this, Steve and I off camera talked about a little bit, that what we would like to do is during our intro, we're going to have a meeting. I would like to do a screen share up on a big screen to show you exactly how that works, how the push notification will come through. Like if we send a push notification that says your 22 centimeter perch, please submit another fish, right? Just go in there and check it, resubmit a better picture. We'll communicate the best we can that way. Some of the other features, let me think. Well, I mean, when we built TourneyX, we wanted to keep it very simple, and I think we've done that.
Without question.
It's 8 buttons. It always has the same functionality. When you click submit a catch, it pops up a menu from the bottom. You get to choose your event. You submit. When you click manage catch, it's the same scenario. It pops up from the bottom. It gives you your label to click on that tournament, submit a fish. Once you get the app open, if you click the red X at the bottom, it's going to open up a page, and it's going to show you that tournament name. You choose that, and it's going to open up a page where you can actually go view the leaderboard at any given time, which is kind of cool. So that's really going to mess you up if you're if you want to keep up with the leaderboard and all that while you're fishing. I would suggest just fish and not worry about checking the boards right now. So
yeah, we will have that hands-on during the briefing, and we'll have some a big projector screen, and we'll see if we can do it. The other thing we've done this year too is between the introduction of the proper way to install the app via the website and then download it and the passwords, two is during the briefing is we've decided to also have prizes or trophies as such for the practice days. So we're going to have 2 days for anglers to, between now and then, play with it, to be able to go fishing, submit their photos during the day. We can then look at that and have a prize giving, so to speak, and say who's first, second, and third, and things like that one. But it's going to give those people who have not used it a chance to use it. And if there is a question, you're right there. I mean, a lot of people don't know you're actually going to be on site, and we've got 2 or 3 days. Everyone's going to be there to walk through TourneyX to make sure it's is working, which is great.
So how many? I don't remember how many from the U.S. are coming. U.S. and Canada, roughly.
There's probably going to be at least 12 to 13 that'll all be experienced.
So we've got about 13 anglers there. I've got Felix Frey from Sweden. I got a couple of guys, I think Finsloth from Sweden. These guys have already used our app. They're familiar with it. So please come to me for questions if you need them. You can ask those people just, hey, if I click this, what did it do? And they're going to probably help you out as well, and they can help you out. But if you have anything that really needs to be solved, just holler at me, come by and see me. I'll be on site, as Steve said. So we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, that's the big thing. We've got at least 3 or 4 days for everyone to kind of dial it in, and you sit there and you can walk through it. And then likewise, again, for people that have a different language, if they have an interpreter there with you, we can talk through it and we can work through how to use it. So that'll be good. Now, one of the things too is I believe you guys have a very good YouTube page on the usage and all that. Talk about that a little bit.
We've got a TourneyX YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search for TourneyX, and we've got several videos out there. I'm sorry it's boring. It's just my voice, but we've got some videos out there that show you how to submit fish, how do you register. It actually shows you how to register. It'll show you how to manage your catch. I broke them into sections, so you can just instead of one long boring video, I wanted to break them into real quick sections that says how to manage your catch. Go in, click this, do this. And please, you can email me at info@tourneyx.com. If you have Facebook Messenger, look me up, Dwayne Walley, friend me, and you can message me through that way as well. Either way works great for me. Any pre-questions that come up between now and the 8th or 9th when we get there and start going through all the process, please reach out to me.
Awesome. That sounds good. Well, I'm just going to wrap things up. I know that you've got an engagement to do a bit of tourism stuff and some fishing, to promote some rivers there. Once again, on the official website at hobbyfishingworlds.com, in the rules, we have a page that tells you exactly what we've been talking about all day, all the information there. The email for Wayne is there at info@tourneyx.com. If you have other questions, you've got my details there. The password's on there. It's going to be there for about 24 hours, and that's going to disappear. So all the information's there. I know you're very responsive on emails between now and then. You've got anglers from all over the world who have used this thing, and I'm pretty excited. Now, somewhere you've been to a Hobie Fishing Worlds before, haven't you?
Well, you get out of my head. You're reading my brain right now, dude. I cannot believe you just did that. Wow. So I did not want to hang up without bringing that up. I believe it was Hobie World 6 was in Leeville, Louisiana.
Yes,
correct?
Indeed.
Is it 6?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I left here that morning really early. I don't know if you were there or not. No, you were there. Yeah.
Yes, I was.
It was cold. It was windy. The tide was running, and it was like the worst conditions in the world. But I drove down because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see all the boats. I wanted to see the boats lined up. I wanted to see all the flags. I wanted to see all that. And I was very, very impressed with how the setup was. Well-run tournament. Now, I didn't stay all day because I had a 4-hour drive back home, but I had a one-day chance to come down and see some of my friends that were fishing it. Steve Lassard and a lot of those guys that actually Steve won it, I believe. Tom Mullins was there. There were several. Tim Percy was there. I mean, it was just a great event. I had talked to several of the Hobie reps, hoping that we might get a chance. So when Steve called me, this is 6 years later, and Steve, or whatever it was, and Steve calls me up and he says, "Would you like to host the Hobie Worlds?" And I was like, yeah, I would love to host the Hobie Worlds. So I appreciate the offer. I will do my best. I'm getting nervous because I've never been out of the country. So this is all new to me. So, but yeah, I'm really getting excited about it.
Sounds good. Now we're excited too. Like I said at the start of this thing, it's just the last couple of days, we're finally wrapping things up, and we're actually going to have a World Championships. We've had so many struggles from the start with. One was COVID. 2 is we ran out of inventory. So trying to convince the Hobie Cat company to say, I need boats for Worlds. They said yes, but it was painful. But, it's like this so important, this fishing that we're doing, the kayaks. And, one of the things too we talked before is we're involving the community this year. We're actually going to have a day where Daiwa has come to the party, and we've got, I think, 30 or 40 rod reel combos. And we're going to have a contest. They're going to draw things of fish and pike, and we're going to give them away. And we're going to have the international anglers teach these guys how to fish. So the first time they're going to learn about fishing and rigging the stuff and releasing the fish and looking after the waterway. And I think that's a really good thing that we're doing as far as the Hobie Cat company. And I'll be really excited to see some of these guys get involved with the kids. I know Ron Champion, he's heavily in that high school stuff and anything to do with kids. I saw him at ICAST. His kids, I'm in. Just teach him how to do it. So very, very excited. I got someone here saying something.
Yeah, Tim Percy came in.
Yeah, so he sitting here is the question was, I guess it'll be viewable after the end, missing the bin to a fire drill, of course. So a couple things there. This will stay on the Facebook, but the big thing is we download an MPEG-4 and we actually put it on the website. Because we got different time zones, I think Europe is probably 2 a.m. right now, but I wanted to cover kind of North America and the South Pacific. They make up a very large group of people. So, Singapore, all through there, Australia, New Zealand. So we're going to do it. So James, yes, you're going to have this and people can watch it 2 or 3 times. So Dwayne, thank you so much for coming back on. And I feel very comfortable. Your app is just bulletproof. I'm very excited to have you there and on hand to meet these guys and to experience Hobie Fishing Worlds. And I think we're going to get some big fish there. So once again, thanks everybody here. Thanks for attending, and we'll catch up with everybody in a couple days. Thank you.
To exist.